Now, yet another case of rape shocker in the state. A 16-year-old girl from Bengaluru was allegedly kidnapped and raped. Now, the victim is a class 10 student living in Bomanahalli. The girl befriended a man in Mandya when she came to the village for a festival. Well, for more on this, I'm joined in by my colleague Bansi Kalapa from the newsroom. Bansi, can you tell us what has happened in this particular case?
Well, this is an incident that was reported from Bomanahalli. This is in Mandya district, and the girl is from Nagamangala. Nagamangala, very incidentally, is one of the most backward areas of Mandya. Now, this girl was allegedly raped by Siddharaju, who had taken her to a friend's place. Now, that is very alarming because he did not take her to a lonely spot. He took her to a friend's place, and that is where he raped her. And this incident didn't happen yesterday. It happened on the 8th of July. Thereafter, the girl went back to her parents, and the completely traumatized family, after coming to terms with this incident, has finally decided to go to the police and file a formal complaint of rape. Nolan.
Right, and Bansi, I'm going to place you on hold once more over there because we have secured information of this particular individual. His name is Siddharaju. Now, Bansi, coming back to you, what more do we know about Siddharaju apart from his age?
Well, not much really. The police have apprehended Siddharaju. Now, he is the culprit. Now, they are trying to find out if this is the only incident he has committed or if he has committed other incidents, because the way in which he has carried out this crime shows that he could be involved in other offences as well. So, the police have taken him into custody and they are questioning him. Nolan.
Right, Bansi, hold on to your thoughts over there because another case has come to light, and this time from Mysore, where a minor girl from the city was allegedly gang raped in Mysore. Now, the victim was en route to her aunt's place when the incident took place. Now, Bansi, coming back to you, what more do we know about this case from Mysore? Right, Bansi, if you can hear me, can you just tell us what has happened, or what more do we know about what happened in Mysore?
In the Mysore incident, a 14-year-old girl approaches an auto driver seeking directions, and the auto driver himself volunteers to take the girl to the destination, and the girl says she doesn't have the money, so the auto driver offers to take her for free. And this innocent 14-year-old gets into the auto rickshaw, and this auto driver takes her from Mysore a distance of about 25 kilometers away to a place called Srirangpatna. Thereafter, he goes around, takes her to this place where he carried out the offense. And in all this, the completely traumatized girl, confused, thereafter he takes off. The man commits the offense along with another person. Thereafter, this girl goes back to her people and complains about it. The auto driver Gangadhar has been arrested in this.
Right, now, Bansi, in both these cases, now one in Mandya, one in Mysore, and we have seen so many other cases taking place in the city on and off. It doesn't look like the state government is doing anything about it, because the Home Minister keeps saying that the police are on it, but nothing much is happening.
Well, Nolan, the state government needs to do a lot here, because let's understand rapes are not restricted to one place or another place. Rapes could happen anywhere in the country or in the state. So for the government, it is imperative that they take a holistic look at this, because this is a problem not really restricted to, let's say, a place like Bengaluru, where we have seen incidents of rape, or Mysore or Mandya. What the state government needs to do is to involve several other agencies, because the entire approach to this crime of rape has to really change. And will the government do it is the big question, because will Mr. Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister, or the Home Minister KJ George do it is the big question, because so far what we are seeing is a very knee-jerk reaction to this crime of rape. The police arrive at the scene of offence, and they question the victim, and they carry out a few arrests. But that is not really going to solve the problem, because this problem, especially this crime of rape, we have seen has spread like an epidemic, and especially we have seen after the Nirbhaya case, many incidents of rape coming out. Because earlier the number of rape offences at least reported to the police, let's say 3-4 decades ago, used to be very minimal, less than 30-40 for the whole city of Bengaluru per year. But now those offences have multiplied. So what is the core reason for this? The police need to look at it, and unless something like that is done, unless the authorities really look into it, could this epidemic be controlled is the question.
Right, Bansi, thank you very much for all those details. Now, these are the two new rape cases that have come to light from the state of Karnataka, one in Mysore and one in Mandya. Now, in the Mandya case, the individual has been arrested. In the Mysore case, while one has been arrested, in fact, it was a gang rape in Mysore, another one is absconding. Now, moving on to another case that took place in the city. Now, the police are yet to make any headway in connection with the Hennur gang rape case. Now, this is where a 16-year-old nun was gang raped in a seminary. Now, the two sex predators didn't just rape the nun, they are suspected to have videographed their dastardly act. Well, for more on this, I'm joined in by my colleague Vivek. Vivek, do the police have any leads on this case?
Well, Nolan, every single day this particular case is taking a new twist. Until yesterday we understood that this girl had a message written on her left thigh, but now we understand that the two men, the two suspects who actually raped this girl in the seminary, had a message also written on the ground floor on a side wall, on an inner wall, which said, give us money, otherwise we will publish your nude video on the internet or in the media in red sketch pen. And that is what the police are telling us right now. And shockingly, the next day, it seems, these two suspects have come to the same place, rubbed off that message and gone. Now, next to this particular seminary, there is also a construction site which has 50 workers. Now, we wonder whether these workers ever saw these people entering. Now, it's said that one was a heavily built man and one was a slim man. They both came in white shirt. The girl also says she doesn't remember anything else except for seeing these two men coming and spraying something on her face and going off. Now, it's very shocking to know that first the rape happens. The next day, the two men come, they erase the message off the wall and then go off. Now, suspected that it can be these two men who've done that, can be the people who have actually raped this girl. But it's also surprising to know that 50 workers next to this particular seminary have not spotted these people. Even the police have formed 3 teams to nab these people. But the police say they are suspecting a Nigerian involved in this particular case, simply because Hennur, Kamanahalli, Banaswadi is filled with Nigerians and Africans. If you are a Bengaluru, you will know that this particular area is heavily crowded with Nigerians and Africans, and they come here to study, they come here to work. Some are also drug peddlers in this particular place. We can't really comment about that, but the police also say the suspect can be a Nigerian. The investigations are on, but it remains to be seen when a breakthrough will be found in this particular case, Nolan.
Now, Vivek, it's a bit confusing as to how did they get access to once more come inside the next day? In fact, we'll get back to Vivek in some time, but you heard what he just had to say. The police do suspect about 50 people. In fact, a lot of them have been taken and have been interrogated. The police have rounded them up for questioning. Furthermore, there are also a lot of foreigners, including Nigerians in the locality, and the police are checking this angle too. But what is extremely surprising is that whatever was written on the wall, basically a threat saying that if they don't pay them money, whatever was videographed would go onto YouTube. It is stated that the next day that same warning was erased. Now, that is especially interesting and surprising as to who got access the very next day. How did they get access in the first place, considering the fact that the entire place would have been secured? So police believe that someone who is known, or someone who knows how things function over there, could be one of the culprits, or could have also helped the culprits. Now, in fact, police suspect the man who wiped out the message with the two culprits who had raped the girl. The miscreants appear to have known the premises very well and had come with the intention to rape the girl. This is what the police sources tell us. The victim says all that she remembers is that the two youths barged into the room and sprayed some liquid on her face. According to police sources, more than 50 locals with criminal antecedents have been rounded up for questioning. There are again a lot of foreigners, including Nigerians in the locality, and the police are checking this angle too. Now, Vivek, coming back to you, what are the police telling you about what happened the next day with the warning being rubbed off or erased off? What are the police telling you?
Well, the first development in this case was, Nolan, that the police said on the left thigh of the girl, the suspect, the alleged rapist, had written a message saying that, give us money, otherwise we'll publish this particular video on the internet or give it to the media. The second thing the police say, the next development, is they discovered that a message was written on the ground floor of an inner wall on a red sketch pen. And the erase marks are still evident and visible on the particular wall. So what has happened is, on the day of when the crime was committed, this particular message saying that give us money, otherwise we would publish your nude images and video on the internet was written. Now the police say the next day, two people enter the seminary, come and erase this particular message and go off. Now we wonder how they actually came back after committing the crime, number one. Is it the same people who come back to erase the message, number two? 50 workers in next to a particular seminary. There's an under construction site which has 50 workers. Haven't they seen these two people entering? And how did the seminary officials or people inside the seminary allow two people to come and actually erase this message? Now, we tried contacting the seminary officials as well. They're trying to keep mum. All the nuns and the sisters inside the seminary are not coming out and speaking to us. They're trying to close the doors when we go and speak to them. So all this looks very, very fishy, and it looks very mysterious as to how somebody can commit such a ghastly and audacious act and still come back to the crime scene again and get away with so many chances, Nolan.
Right, Vivek, thank you very much for all those details. In fact, the police are yet to make any headway in connection with the Hennur gang rape case, where a teenage nun was gang raped in a seminary. The two sex predators didn't just rape the nun, they are suspected to have videographed their dastardly act. Now then, they scribbled a warning on the wall. Now, after the survivor approached the police, they erased the warning written with red sketch pen, even as investigators were just a few feet away. Now, the scribbling remained on the wall when the police were alerted and arrived for investigation. Around evening, the entire police team was in an inner room questioning the other inmates of the seminary. Police suspect that the men who wiped out the message were the two culprits who had raped the girl. The miscreants appear to have known the premises very well and had come with the intention to rape this girl. The victim says all that she remembers is that the two youths barged into the room and sprayed some liquid on her face. According to police sources, more than 50 locals with criminal antecedents have been rounded up for questioning. There are a lot of foreigners, including Nigerians, in the locality, and police are checking this angle as well.